On the 4th of February 2010, Sega announced that its next game would be called Sonic the Hedgehog 4. 5 days later, Destructoid ran a piece pointing out that Sonic the Hedgehog 4 already existed on the Super Nintendo and had done for years. What they were pointing at was a ROM hack made in Lima. It takes Sunsoft Speedy Gonzales, Los Gatos Bandidos, and replaces the mouse with a hedgehog. The usual framing for this sort of thing is incompetence, a botched cache-in, funny for about 30 seconds. What the hack takes from Sonic though, and what it leaves behind, follows a pattern too clean for that. Whoever made it understood the character precisely enough to know which parts of him could actually be stolen. Sonic sprites are, by most accounts, lifted from Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, with a handful of animations pulled from Sonic 3. The cheese becomes rings, and someone at TEG recorded the voice clips themselves. Sonic shouting his own name when he picks up the speed shoes, and Mario, who replaces the original's caged mice, shouting his when you let him out. All of that is surface, and surface copies cleanly. Underneath though, nothing moved. The rings are still cheese, they raise your score and do nothing else. Damage is tracked by hearts in the corner of the screen. The one mechanic that defines Sonic the Hedgehog, the ring as a health bar you scatter across the floor and scramble to recover, isn't in here at all. There's no spin dash. Sonic's attack is a kick, because Speedy's attack was a kick. The gap follows the tools. Sprites and samples sit in files you can swap out. Physics and systems sit in code, and rewriting the movement engine of a commercial SNES cartridge was a different order of problem. In Speedy Gonzales, the forest is the second stage, and the game leans towards searching. Comb the level, find the caged mice, take your time. In the hack, the forest comes first. It's the straightest, fastest stage in the game. The effect is that you start on the level that behaves most like a Sonic level, and the parts of the original that behave least like one have been pushed further back. Somebody had a view about what the character was for, and the credits point the same way. Bootlegs are usually anonymous. This one names a coder, an animator, and a voice. The animator's voice, Mr. Byte, belongs to Lobsang Alvites, who founded Twin Eagles Group in 1989 at 16 years old. They were a cracking group, producing hacks on commission, handing master ROMs to resellers who pressed the cartridges, printed the labels, and decided what the game was called, which is the likeliest explanation for why the same hack turns up as Sonic 4 and as Sonic & Knuckles. Tightening copyright laws and the threat of legal action are usually credited with pushing them out of hacking and into making their own games. In 1998, they released Gunby F99 on the Amiga, published commercially an unlicensed riff on Konami's Daytona Twinbee, so the old habits hadn't entirely gone. Twin Eagles Group is now widely credited with starting Peru's commercial games industry. Unfortunately, they went bankrupt in 2003, reportedly after the company distributing their own games began pirating them. The completed hack's ending screen reads, "Sonic loves Nintendo, Mario loves Sega." Whenever that was written, it was a joke about a war. Within a few years, Sega had left the hardware business and was shipping Sonic on Nintendo machines, and the joke had become a description. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 on the SNES is a bad game by any measure you'd normally reach for. It's also a piece of work with an author, a method, and decisions behind it. They understood the trick completely, they just couldn't pull it off. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe to the bell curve. See you next time.